Hey folks, welcome back to Shadow Empire multiplayer. We're on round number 27 and let's have a look what happened in history. Okay, so these farmers that we attacked here are retreating into their territory. That's about it. It looks like we've got something moving in this way too. Vidcom. A new zeitgeist wanders through the land. We are entering a decade of corruption. Okay, this is not great, but it could be worse. High democracy profile will help diminish the effects. It's okay, we're going into democracy, so I'm not worried about this. You've gained one fate point. We've gained conflict resolution, which I think is democracy. I forget now which profile, regime profile that is, or regime feat. We've developed bazooka. We've discovered a new tech combat armor, and we've discovered vidcom broadcasting. Okay, so we're going through all the tech 1 and 2 stuff now. And we've got a whole lot of cards, so none of these... field training is a good card. We can use that. Offer protection is a good card. We can use that. Import tariff increase. We might need that. And, yeah. Scientific cooperation. I'll talk to you about diplomacy in a second. Commercial projects and zoo projects are also really, really good cards. And I think I'm going to use some political points, if I've got any left from all these decisions, into going through the zones and just adding some stuff. Incident with democratic activists. There have been a rather grave incident. Scarlet Leopard. Okay. Yeah, so she's ordered them to be driven off and taken care of. Well done. Yeah, I fully approve of such things. The problem is we need high democracy. So if I reverse it, it's going to make her worse. We're going to increase. Yeah, I'm just going to reverse it. She's not very happy now. I'm going to have to raise her relations with us somehow, whether artificially or not. Military Research Council task priorities. Okay, I think we need... Now we've discovered combat armor. Yeah, now we've discovered combat armor. I think I want to go straight really, really heavily into research. So let's get like 80% research. And let's check out that bazooka model that we created. If we're lucky, it'll be as good as the, the infantry we just got. Let's have a look. Structure 11, 111. Yeah, this is good. This is good. I'm pleased with this. Very, very, very good. Now, yeah, I'm very, very pleased with that. Okay. Now, I want to get high-speed machine gun before I upgrade the machine gun. Motorbike infantry probably is the best way to go. So let's go with automatic rifle and padded envirosuit. That's the best thing you can get until you start getting some of the upgrades. Like, let me think. Yeah, just some of the stuff that upgrades things like, gun power, etc. Marauders in Beast Salt. Okay. Now, this is a difficult one for this guy to do. Yeah, he's got a low war rating. So Beast Salt is this new little zone that I created here, just so that I can get this mine working. Now, yeah, everyone's working on that mine finally. Sorry, let me get rid of this damn Windows toolbar. I absolutely hate this thing. Okay, let's have a look at what's going on here. Yeah, we're starting to get loads of political... Sorry, we're starting to get loads of these industrial points and metals now. I think we are still going to beat Cael through here. I don't think there's an immediate urgent need to kind of rush through and kind of get this too quickly. I think I'm okay. I think what I need to do now is get some more troops up like pronto, and I think the first thing to do is get some tanks, because if we can get some tanks we can go and push through here and take these very, very fast. Also with this, I think I'll take this one first, and then I'm gonna, because look, these guys are now pushing in further. I'll come back to Marauders in Beast Salt, because I think what I'm going to have to do is attach an advisor for that. We can upgrade the big town of Reichenau to a minor city. No, not now. Trade. Oh, why? So, sorry, just for the people watching. Why did I do that? Because part of the calculation for things like quality... part of the calculation for whether people are happy or not is the quality of life score. And I think there's... Yeah, it's something to do with the zone site, the city size as well. I forget exactly how it works. Go and look in the manual, or I'll go and have a look in the manual. It explains exactly what that does. But essentially, you don't want to raise your cities into big cities until you're ready. It's a bad move. Trade. Right. He said, "Do you want to trade?" And I said, "Yes, providing that it doesn't mess my relations up. Now I'm going to do this. However, when the other player, we were talking about this diplomacy in the general chat, and it's funny. Richard Yorke has started basically threatening Cael. He's like, right, you need to stop. Look, this is Cael. Look how fast he's moved over this direction. He's come a long way. He said to Cael, if you go any further towards me, I'm going to invade you. And Cael's like, well, you know, I'm peaceful or whatever. But Richard's really not having it. He threatened him twice. He's like, I told you, if you keep coming east under my empire, I'm gonna invade you. So good on Richard. I think that's really good. And the other player, Hyde, who I've not actually bumped into yet. I can't see where he is. Empire of Man. But he was, look, I mean, Cael's winning this game. There's no doubt about it. The Phoenix Legion is winning this game. Look, by a long way as well now. Like he's gotten twice my score almost. So I'm going to trade with him briefly, but I am going to invade him, and I'm going to invade him pretty soon too. I've got to. I don't have a choice because otherwise he's going to win, and there's no doubt about it. Look how many troops he's got for a start. This guy's really clever in diplomacy. Well, he's good in diplomacy because he deliberately understates how strong he is all the time. He doesn't lie. And I appreciate that. He's really good at what he does. He doesn't lie, but he kind of like, yeah, you know, I'm not really that strong and I don't really need to do this, blah, blah, blah. No, this guy's really good. So I think it might be an idea to get this road through here quick. Because he is trying to beat me up to... He's going to have a nasty surprise, by the way, when he bumps into Bannerkeep, when he realises they're basically my people. they're under protection from me now. And I don't think there's anything he can do about it. This Marauders thing, I'm just going to go for it. Success! Awesome. So we got some danger, but I don't really care. We've got some troops sat on it anyway, so that's not a big deal. Awesome. That was great. It means I didn't have to spend any political points. Right. Here's what I want to do before I do anything else. Let's go through and add some let's go through and add some quality of life stuff to the smaller cities. It's important to keep them balanced because your overall quality of life goes down. So firstly, let's get... What's the quality of life in Reichenau like? 21 is their civilization score. This one's 6. This one's 21. This one's 16. So we want to get something up in here in Clyde, even though it's very small. We want to attract people in. So I'm going to play that zoo card. Let's go to zones. Where are we? Okay, we've got commercial projects as well. Let's put a commercial project in there. So we've upgraded that. And we're going to put a zoo project in too. Now, as long as we're still in democracy, I'm pretty sure that these cards are coming from... Yeah, zoo projects actually coming... these are from organisations and factions in general. Yeah, it came from the Humanist Knights. So we want to keep these guys happy because that zoo project card's really good. It's only 5 political points. And it basically puts an asset in your zone. Look, the zoo. And this gives you 25 quality of life in education. It's really interesting, that is. It just really helps, basically. It will raise your civilization score up. And, you know, that's always good. Because we've only got... This is going to show next turn, I believe. Yeah, look, we've got some entertainment points. But we don't have any bonus points in anything else. So we need to raise this score, basically. What else have we got? We've got more commercial projects. So let's get one of those commercial projects in this little zone here. That's going to help it start to grow. In fact, I might just get a couple in there. So we're going to... this is going to be, you know... Yeah, commercial area 2, look. This gives 2 population happiness and 50 quality of life entertainment points. Okay, so this is a quality of life building, I see. What we want to do here, by the way, is get some... Let's go to zone orders, and I want to put some budget into it. Let's get like 20... Oh, 20 credits so we can put in, alright. Worker salary can stay as it is. Everything else is okay. I might just change the name. I'll call it Border Fort. In fact, let's just because I'm finicky. Oops. There we go. Very small for my eyes, that is. Okay, and then we put this up. And confirm. So we've changed the name of that because that name was a bit weird. So let's call it Border Fort. And this is going to be the border. I mean, this is how I'm going to have to invade in through this way, probably. Cael's playing this really aggressively now, by the way. I can see what he's doing. He's really starting to push in. So I kind of need to get this up here because he's going to be struggling to get through here. and he's got to try and get around. He's pushing out some industry, by the way. I got to tell you, I don't know. He must have. He's telling me that he's got no metal, but he must have. He's got to have at least industrial points in large amounts. Otherwise, he's not going to be able to. I just don't see how he can be, getting out this far already. I think he's playing every card he can. He's power gaming, is what we used to call it when I used to play Warhammer when I was a kid. People used to like really min-max the rules. Before I'd heard of the term min-maxing, we used to call it power gaming. And yeah, Cael is a power gamer if I've ever seen one. He's really, really min-maxing this, and fair enough. I've got no problems with that. I kind of rip on min-maxes, as a sort of way of life in gaming, because I just think there's more to life than that. However, what do I want to do here? Okay, yeah, I did want to do that. Yeah, there's more to life in gaming than min-maxing. I think min-maxing is a I don't know. If you're a min-maxer, fair enough. It's not my kind of thing. I don't find that particularly fun to play. Okay, let's get these guys up. The problem is with being a min-max man, in my opinion, is that once you've min-maxed everything and made everything as efficient as you can, the game, you end up getting bored of the game, generally speaking, because you've figured it out. Why play the game if you've figured it out? That's the way I see it. Whereas, there's a balance to be struck between finding things that work optimally. By the way, I'm not talking about Cael here. I need to really, really make that a point. He's not like that at all. He's min-maxing. I think he's min-maxing Shadow Empire to win. And it's a multiplayer game. That's absolutely what you want to be doing. I'm just talking in a general way, because I come across this quite a lot, and it's something that I think, I don't know, it kind of bugs me, because I think you see a lot of people on game forums kind of like demanding that certain things are taking out, like, oh, you should remove this from the game because, it's pointless. And it's like, yeah, but maybe it's got a flavor reason to be there. And they don't like that. Like, no, I don't care about that. I just want it to be, it's got to serve a purpose. If it's mathematically, not good, then I don't want it. It's like, I don't like that. I think that's a really, there's a balance, right? Like, there's a balance to be struck between enjoying the game. If you're like a mathsy kind of engineering type person and you really get a lot of pleasure out of that, then that's fine. But don't ruin it for everyone else by demanding that games are streamlined to the point where anything non-optimal is gone. I just don't like that. I just think that's really... Games are about fun, right? I mean, they're about many things, but primarily they are about fun. And I think I've learned this, by the way, because when I really got into 4X games, I was looking for the hardest, most difficult, most complex one. And so I was, when I found Remnants of the Precursors, I found that was a really, really tight game design, very Yorke focused, and it kind of challenged me. And, I'd kind of like turn my nose up at stuff like Stellaris, because I'd think, Stellaris is kind of a crap war game, and it's not good. It's not got very, I mean, at least the last time I played it, kind of past, the 2.0, even the 2.0 update really made warfare a lot better in the game, but it was still shit. It's a bad war game. However, I'm starting to see the value in Stellaris now as a kind of story generator, almost like, playing Conquest of Elysium. You don't need to win, and you don't have to try to, test the AI to the point where your CPU straining. You don't need to do that. And I think that, I'm starting to kind of chill out with all that now. I'm starting to chill out and not need games to be super difficult. And, to be the biggest challenge that I can find. I've started finding that actually... Not everyone wants that in games, Like, not everyone really, really needs that in games. I think some people just really want to chill out. And I can absolutely get down with that, I tell you. I'm starting to get down with that vibe. Okay. And yeah, so min-maxing, it kind of... It's fun to a point. And then I think once min-maxing kind of attitude... Because I tell you what it is with min-maxing as well. It's an attitude that kind of permeates... your approach to gaming, if that's what you're heavily into. And it's not just a matter of trying to figure out the best combination of units to use against a certain thing. It's when people start trying to apply it to game design itself. And that seems to me, I mean, I've done a computer science degree, or a computer science related degree. It was basically a computer science degree with some extra shit. And I've done some computer engineering stuff, computer science stuff, and mathematics, and I understand when people are applying that kind of optimization attitude in an area where it's really not, I think you can overdo it. So optimization is great if you're trying to make 3D graphics work faster. Yeah, I'm all for it. But and optimizing game mechanics so that extraneous stuff that is taking away from the fun of the game, you know, that's fine. But when you're optimizing your game to remove extraneous stuff that you engineer brain doesn't think is good for the game, when other people are perfectly enjoying it, and I've been guilty of this, I got to tell you, especially when I was criticizing Stellaris early in my YouTube career, you know, and with Explorminate, I kind of fell foul of this a little bit, of wanting, you know, kind of saying, well, you know, that the warfare system sucks, therefore the game is shit, and I don't think that's fair, and I issue a bit of a public retraction on that. I don't think Stellaris is a shit game anymore. I actually think it's quite a good game. It's just, it's not what I wanted. Like, it wasn't Master of Orion. And, you know, if you're going into Stellaris and thinking I want it to be, you know, a game like Master of Orion, you're making a mistake, aren't you? Because that's not what it's about. And you know, I stand corrected on that. And I'm partly from this realization, I've realized that min-maxing attitudes towards games is fine when it comes to game mechanics to a certain extent, but when your only focus is, yeah, you know, it's like when the math nerds start trying to tell you how to have fun. You know, when the autistic computer scientist guy who's, you know, a code monkey tries to do game design and says, no, you shouldn't, you know, that doesn't work. I don't care if it's fun or not. That's got to go because it's not efficient. Now, and I can see that so much in modern game design, by the way. There's a lot of games that are, and you see it quite a lot in forums where players, especially on games like this, and I don't mean to insult any of my audience. You're all lovely, by the way. I love you all. Even the ones I've had big arguments with. I think you're all great. Just be aware that the min-max attitude doesn't necessarily make better games. But hell, you want somebody min-maxing when it comes to code efficiency, without a doubt. Anyway, rant over. I'm going to. I think I'm about done for this turn already. There's not a whole lot I can do. I've got to make some tough decisions now. The tough decisions are going to be based around what am I going to build and where, basically, because I really need to get some units up now so I can quickly take some more zones. I've got to do this fast because I've got to get. I think Cael's going to win the game if we're not careful. If he takes too much territory, he's going to get to the point where he's just going to win, and you know, things aren't going to be fun. So it will be fun. It might be fun fighting him off, but he's not going to find it very fun if the only option that we have as a 3 is to dogpile him. I don't think he's going to find that very fun. At least I don't think so. He might do. I don't know. It might be a masochist. But I don't think so. I think, you know, he'd probably prefer it if that wasn't the case. So I think that I've got to figure out a way of kind of clipping his wings a little bit without losing. And he's in a position where he could beat me here, I think. So yeah, let's get some tanks up. I want to get. Let's try and find somewhere where we can get some tanks kind of fast as well. Yeah, we can get. Where are we? Anti-tank, anti-tank, anti-tank. Infantry, buggies. Where's the light tanks? Come on. Oh, light. Here we are. I'm sorry. I've just been blind. Yeah, I can't quite get a regiment, but I can probably get two of these. Now, how many? I wish it told you the logistics points on this screen so I don't have to go into it. I need 125. So let's see how far. Oh, we can get him up to here. So let's get a light tank battalion up here. And these Crusaders, they're not the strongest guys. They're not the strongest troops, basically. But don't worry about that. They are going to be really, really good. What I'm going to do is I'm going to set the unit admin to the 3rd. And I might take these buggies off. Actually, I'll leave it. I'll leave it for the time being. But I will... Hold on. Wait, what is their readiness here? It'll drop their readiness quite a lot to do that. But I do want to use them in tandem with these, so it might be... Yeah, maybe I'll do that. Let's get these guys back on the first SHQ, and you'll see that it dropped their readiness a fair way. They've got 50%. I think it drops it 50%. I can't remember exactly what it is. Let's get these guys attached to the 3rd. Okay, yeah, it took 15 readiness points. I don't know if that's a percentage or whether that's a straight figure it needs. Anyway, these tanks are going to move up next turn. Give it another couple of turns and we're just going to storm in here, I think. So that's a fair amount of my industrial points this turn. I probably should start thinking about building some quality of life stuff. Let's get up a bureaucratic office in this place first. In Border Fort. Okay. Yeah, things are looking good. I am lagging behind in the points. And yeah, Cael is really doing very well. I mean, it's so funny. I'm not going to show you the diplomacy because I don't think it's fair. It's for private messages, you know, and I don't think the other guys would appreciate that. But I kind of, these guys are really fun to play with because you know, there's some good banter and it's all good natured. But it's, you know, it's kind of, but we're helping each other as well. We're helping each other learn the game. And yeah, it's just funny watching Cael because he's kind of playing. Oh, you know, I'm doing all right, and you know, he's not doing all right. He's doing really well. He's like, look at this. He's really, really efficient at expanding. I've done pretty well as well, though. I mean, look, I've gone quite a long way as well. And if we look at the territory on the where are we? Ring of Rust, planet percentage 6.4. He's got 9.3, so I'm not doing bad. Hyde's also doing really well. I've got to find that guy. I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is at the moment. Did we get any spies in Greyshire? We got 4 recon. All right, let's see if we can get those guys on a offer protection. Nebelstein, it's this one here, Greyshire. Yes, we got it. Okay, so we got those under protection as well. By the way, we were all talking about this whole kind of Foreign Affairs Council thing being a bit too easy to expand with, and everybody agrees. I think next time we play, we're going to put it on. There's I forget what the history class is, but the one that makes it so that the neighbours are all hostile. I think that's just going to be a lot more, you know, just easy. Okay. Can I do that with these guys yet, or do I need to get diplomacy? Oh yeah, I can. Oh no, you don't have the political points. Okay, so but I could get this in. See, these guys are a bonus. Now, I don't think my human opponents know that I'm diplomatically aligned yet. If they do know, they've certainly not displayed it in. They've not talked about it in chat. Let's get these guys replaced, by the way. That might be a good thing to do with some political points, some industrial points, is to start replacing all of these troops that need replacing with better quality troops. I'm not going to do it now because it's going to probably use too many of these points. By the way, I can probably get. We've got bureaucratic office up here. We need machines. Copy that. Let's make a few machines. Look at this. We can make a lot of money selling metal at the moment. Yeah, and we've got this agridome going up. It's taken a while. I think the problem was we didn't have any machines for it, maybe, or we didn't have enough industrial points. Either way, so we've got some tanks up anyway, and we're going to actually start getting these tanks out. I think I'm going to, just as a... Yeah, let's get a light machine gun group on border fort as well, just in case we do need to quickly put the jackboot down, and they can also be moved out onto the border here as well, if necessary. I forget now who we've got attached to the first. Let's go to the order of battle and just have a quick look. So we've got 6. We could actually attach those guys to the first machine gun brigade. There we go. Are we technically... No, we're not at war. We're at peace. Okay. Yeah, I need to... I've got to keep eyes on Phoenix Legion here. Now, he's not got the best troops. He's got kind of crappy troops on here. If I invaded him, man, I'd wreck him now at this point. Especially since in a few turns I'm going to be getting... up combat armor. Let's have a look at the organizations. Military research. Got no research target. Okay. Let's set a research target to... combat armor. Let's get that out. As soon as you get combat armor out, you look really, really scary. Okay, that's it. We've got no political points, so that's all we can do for this turn. I think, folks, that's going to be it. Kind of get this HQ back. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to have to try to get some roads through this way. I think that was going to be which was the cheapest way. Oh, it might have been here. Yeah, I forget which way it was now, but we are going to have to get some roads up eventually. Because I'd like to beat my opponents up here, and eventually I can't, like, Dogger White is going to be forming an effective blocker against my allies, sorry, against my opponents. But I'd actually like to get this. This is a really nice place. So if I can, I think once I've taken this zone here, and this zone here. Yeah, I think I'm going to take these two. And I've got these guys under... I've got Grey Shirers under a protection arrangement now as well. So I think what I'll do is I'll then go in here and try to confederate these ones. And then, you know, I'll be rivaling this guy, I'd say. Okay. Things are looking good. I'm enjoying this game a lot, by the way, as you can probably tell from the fact that I'm talking extensively about it, you know, even on small turns. I love Shadow Empire so much, and I think playing it in multiplayer, it's just really, really good fun. Like, it's been so enjoyable. High Command Office 2 might be a good thing to get up. Actually, this is quite cheap. I might start this now. I'm going to start that now, because now we've got Industry 2, we're going to be getting way more industrial points. All right, folks, I'm going to end that anyway, and I'll catch you next time. Take it easy.